Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you are fine and enjoying the beautiful morning of monsoon. But please wake up, because this is time not to be wasted. You still have to work a lot, and first of all, I would like to complain about your interest in the work. Only two students submitted their work this time. The reading comprehension, there was some problem with the formatting, and I give you permission to attempt any one part. You can attempt either part 1, section 1, or section 2. But please, I would be pleased if you attempt section 2 and send it to me by a day or two. But please, this is the time to start work, because not every year there will be predicted grades, and do not relax anymore. Today we are going to work on some vocabulary building worksheet. Tomorrow you will get a worksheet about confusing words, but very common words. Actually, why improving your vocabulary is so important? The simple reason is languages are made of words. If you know words, you can express yourselves. Even if you do not know the sentence structure and grammar of a language, if you know words, you can communicate. For example, when you go abroad and you do not know the language of the people, if you know a few words, they will be able to understand. But you have already learned a lot of language. You have been studying language for the last 10 or 11 years, but sometimes there is a problem. And there are examples from very, very authentic journals, newspapers, maybe from the editorials of world-known newspapers, where the writer confused two words. Okay, so please look at the board. The first word is ability, and the second is capacity. Now, the difference between ability and capacity is ability shows the brightness, the you may say the skill of a person, the intelligence of a person, but capacity shows how much somebody can work, or a place, or maybe some vehicle or some may accommodate people or something else. Now, to differentiate between these two words, for example, somebody may be very, very intelligent, extraordinarily brilliant. It means he or she is a man of ability. But there are so many people who are brilliant, intelligent, but they do not have the capacity to do hard work or work for long hours. Okay? I think this word should be clear to you now. Abject. When we use the word abject, it means a condition is of very, very low standard. Very, very low. For example, he lives in abject poverty. It means extreme poverty. Many people in the third world live in abject poverty, but this is not about only economics. It can be about maybe knowledge, education, etc. We can say he lives in abject ignorance, a condition that is of very poor, very low quality. Then object, it may have so many different meanings. If we use this word as a noun, what is the object of your studies? Okay, but this can also be used as a verb, and then it means to raise in question. He objected to something. It means he or she raised in question. He objected to the principal objected to my wearing casual dress. It means raise in question. Then the word is absolute. Absolute means total, ultimate. For example, those of you who are studying science, they know what are absolute values. Okay, but absolute also means ultimate. For example, we say only Allah Almighty has the absolute power. A dictator uses absolute power. Okay, but the other word, obsolete, it means something that is old-fashioned, no more fashionable, no more in use. There are other words for obsolete. For example, we use another word, redundant. For example, many people cannot understand writings from 18th century or 17th century because there are many obsolete words. Okay, the words which are no more in fashion. This word can also be used about products. For example, the different versions of the computer. Okay, P1, P2. So then we say this is now obsolete. It means old-fashioned, redundant, no more in use. This word is very common. Access. Access means reach. Reach, approach. Okay? Generally, you say on the medicines, they write, keep this medicine out of the access of children. Okay? You can say, because of poverty, because of higher inflation, many things are going out of the access of common people, ordinary people, people with moderate means, etc. And this excess is very common word when something is too much. Okay? Excess of everything is bad is a very, very old proverb. Then accident and incident. Please listen. Sometimes what happens, your misunderstanding of a word can cost you a grade. Okay? For example, a few years back, there was a directed writing task in which you were asked to narrate or to retell an incident that made your trip to a particular place unhappy. Okay. Now what happened? Many students, they took it to be an accident. For example, the car broke down, they had an accident, serious crash of the car, etc. These are accidents. But incident is a happening. It can be happy and it can be unhappy. Okay? So you have to be very careful when reading your question paper. Incident is happening, accident is something all of a sudden. For example, now please listen. For accident, there is suddenness, unexpected things happen all of a sudden. Okay? Then the word is accuse and blame. Somebody is accused of a crime. Whenever the word accuse is used, it means we are talking of a crime. The teacher accused the student of cheating. Okay? The judge accused the suspect of some crime. Okay? But blame is different. When somebody is blamed, he or she is held responsible for something. For example, if somebody has an accident, he or she will be blamed for careless driving, not accused. Accused is a crime. And getting involved into an accident, road accident, is not a crime. It is a carelessness. It is carelessness. So he was blamed, the captain was blamed for mishandling the situation. Pakistani cricket team was blamed, the openers were blamed for slow scoring. Okay, blame means to hold responsible. Then the word is across and along. Actually, these are two words which show movement. If we say, he was walking along the road. Okay? So, going along the road. Okay? But when it is across, then it means from one side to the other. She walked across the road slowly. So that is across. And this is along. Okay? Then please come to the next word, admit and confess. We admit our mistakes, faults. He admitted that he made a mistake. Okay, admit. I admit that I was wrong. But confession is a very strong word. When somebody confesses, it means the person accepts that he committed a crime. He confessed, the student confessed, he had submitted a plagiarized, you may say, worksheet or something else. Okay? Confession means when somebody accepts that he or she committed a crime. For example, when the judge gave proof to the accused that he was involved in the crime, the accused confessed. It means he pleaded guilty that he committed that crime. Now please This is a very common, very common mistake. Advice and advise. What you have to keep in your mind that advice is a noun. Advice is a noun. For example, we say, please give me some advice. And here, please also remember that this word advice and some other words, they are uncountable. We cannot use a or n with them, and we cannot use them in plural. We can't use them in plural. We can't say, whenever my father is free, he gives me a lot of advices. It will be wrong. Advice is the word. But generally in such uncountable words like practice, advice, we use some other word. There are others actually like information, luggage, baggage. There are lots of other words which are uncountable, and we do not use them in plural, and instead we use other expressions like some, a great deal of, a piece of. Please, will you give me a piece of advice on this matter? Okay, advice, noun, and advise is a verb. The sound also changes. It becomes advise, z ki sound ho jayegi. And the doctor advised me to avoid fast food. Okay, advise, verb. Then another confusing word, very common, and it takes a lot of time as well as practice to be very clear about them. Now please listen. Affect is a verb. And this effect is a noun. Okay? Untimely rains affected the crops. Okay, verb. Effect. What will be the effect of new labor policy? Now, okay, but please, one clarification. This effect has another meaning, and that is to pretend, to show, to act. He affected innocence. Okay, then the meaning changes. And this effect is also used as a verb. I have just told you that this is a noun, but this word can also as a verb, and the worksheet you are going to get tomorrow. Please do it very carefully. If you are not very clear about some expressions, do look them up in a good dictionary. And I assume that some of you have bought one of the dictionaries. I suggest you either to buy Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English or Oxford Dictionary, Advanced Learners Dictionary. Okay. Then please, if this word is used as a verb, then it will mean to bring about. We had already lost the match, but the reversal was effected by the final spell of the fast bowler. It means he brought about the change. Affectation. Affectation means show off, pretension. And This word is affection. Affection means love. Now, do not trust him. His affection for you is just affectation. It means he's just pretending, acting, showing off. Okay? Now please afflict and inflict. If somebody is afflicted with something, it means the person suffers. It can be physical, it can be emotional. Okay? For example, we say many elderly people or old people are afflicted with arthritis. It means they suffer from this disease of the joints. And this is, as I have just told you, this word is also used uh, metaphorically. Then it means suffer. In his old age, he was afflicted with sorrow because his only son died, left him. Okay. And this inflict, it means to punish or to impose. For example, the judge inflicted heavy fines to the people involved in smuggling. Inflict means to damage. For example, it can be any war. Okay? For example, you say, as we have read that in 1965 war, Pakistan inflicted heavy damage to India. Okay? Then aggravate and irritate. If a condition worsens, we use the word aggravate. For example, we can say overnight the condition of the patient has aggravated. It means it has deteriorated, it has worsened. Okay? It can also be used about relations. The relations between Pakistan and India have aggravated. Okay? And irritate is a very common word. When you are annoyed, for example, the continual noise irritated me. It means it was making you uncomfortable, annoyed. Okay? Then in one of the comprehensions, this word was used, alibi. Now please listen, what is alibi? Alibi is an excuse, but it is a legal term. It is a word generally used in legal proceedings when somebody is accused. If he has an alibi, it means the person has the proof that the crime for which he or she is being accused cannot be committed by him or her because he or she was elsewhere. The word from Latin, it means elsewhere, at some other place. For example, if somebody is accused of a serious crime and he has the proof that he was not there, he will be having his alibi. This word is a very common word, and I don't think this needs any explanation. And then all together and all. We went there all together. We approved the new policy all together. Okay? But this means completely, totally, all together. I am really sorry. I altogether forgot your phone number. I altogether forgot to call you. Then allusion and illusion. Please listen. Allusion means to hint, to make a reference to something indirectly. For example, when we read the Holy Quran, there are so many references to other prophets and other nations. Okay? So allusion means to hint at, to make a reference. For example, we say in the poetry of Allama Iqbal, there are many allusions to glorious Muslim history. It means he makes references to glorious Islamic history. This illusion has two different meanings. One is false belief. For example, somebody says, I do not have any illusion about it. No confusion, no false belief. But this word has also another meaning. For example, optical illusion. What is optical illusion? Those of you who study science, they know in physics, optical illusion means you see something which is not there. Okay? And you also know recently there has been a change, and we do not use the word magician. For example, in entertainment industry, now they use the word illusionist. Okay? They use the word illusionist, not the word magician. Alter, this word means change. And this means, this has two or three different meanings. Okay. This means to change. For example, I took my trousers to the dresser, to my tailor for some alterations. Okay. The program has been altered. Okay, the schedule has been altered. It means change. Alter, this alter means slaughterhouse, number one. And this is a place, this also refers to a place in a church where the Christians put their offerings. Okay? Alternate. Please, the word alternate means one by one after the other. Okay? I go to my dentist on alternate weeks or weekends. Okay? Leaving one. Alternate means one by one. Okay? I take this medicine on alternate days. It means you take the medicine one day and you do not take it the next day. Then the word is alternative. Alternative means another choice, another option. Okay? Another choice or another option, alternative. Scientists are working very hard to find alternative sources of energy. Amiable. Amiable character. For example, it means kind, loving, friendly. My new boss is very amiable person, kind and loving. Okay? But amicable means to do things in a friendly way. Whenever I have a dispute with my brother, I settle it in an amicable manner. The property left by their father was divided in an amicable manner. It means in a behavior, attitude that suggests friendly behavior. Apposite, the word is apposite. Apposite means suitable or proper. Suitable, proper. For example, his speech at the farewell party was very apposite. It means it was appropriate, suitable, befitting for that time. And opposite is a common word. Okay, gentlemen, the time is up. But please start doing work. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll do some questions from paper 1, narrative writing, and maybe descriptive writing. 2 or 3 topics will be brought for your discussion.